Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Montego Ramon back with another video, man. It is the end of the week. It is Saturday right now, 12:32 a.m. Friday's session is obviously over. Been over for the last 7 hours, 7.5 hours. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna hop right into it, guys. And this next week, bro, I'm just really looking to really just take and apply what I learned from this past week. So we'll backtest the strategy a little bit. I want to look at the higher time frames on the 4 hour and the 1 hour as far as structure, setting alerts around my my areas of interest, for me to potentially look at, execute trades. And then I kind of want to review my trades. So we'll start with one pair and then we'll go from there. So I'll start over here with ES. We'll go through the past week. I'll start on the 4 hour. And what I want to do is I just want to highlight, let's see, all the way back to Sunday. So let's see this. So watch what I do here. I just want to take all of this and highlight this whole range. I want to highlight the high, from the high to the low of this range. And we want to talk about this structure. And what we want to do is we really want to see, where did the major trade even pop up for us, right? Okay, cool. And then just kind of go from there, man. Because what I think I'm seeing is, if we just like go back through structure, right, and then look at how do we get to where we got there, we can kind of see our next trades and where we should need to be looking at opportunities at, where we should have been taking opportunities from, and things like that. So what I'll do is I want to remove cancel. No, I don't want to. I just want to take off these things real quick. And I'm moving kind of quick because I only have about 30 minutes. It's really cold in here. We only have about 30 minutes. Matter of fact, during this time, I'm gonna turn off the car. I'll leave the light running. And then we'll go from here. Boom, take the execution marks out the way. This was Sunday. And basically, if we just watch structure and how we got there from, let's say, we started over here, we had made this high. This is a major high we made back in July. We sold off from there, creating a small downtrend, dipping back into basically this area of, which is resistance. It was resistance when it rejected from up here, came down, and then turned this to support, and then shot up and started creating this uptrend structure, right? Boom, we touch a new high, we start downtrending basically from there. We're still kind of in this uptrend. We're not breaking major structure, but we did break below this low, so that kind of mean that we kind of shift the structure a little bit. We came right back up into this high, right? And then we sold off. And I think this was the first indication of this sell-off right here, especially after it came back to this level of resistance where we sold off from before. So that was an indication for a sell potentially, right? And so we sold off, reaching deep into here, at previous area of support for us, right? Then look at this. We kind of, little bit of consolidation, still probably a solid trade in there. Boom, we dip into here, and then creating another double, this is a double bottom. Up here we made a double top, right? We made a double top because if I show you a double top candlestick pattern, you'll see that basically you had these two touches of resistance and then price sells off, right? And then now here's a double bottom where you had these two touches of support, and then we buy up from there, right? We have a slight structure being created right here, kind of rejecting this area of resistance from before. We shoot up right to that, and then look at this. We get another double top and then we sell off. And for the most part, what we were doing right there was creating downtrending structure, right? And even right here, we continue in this downtrending structure on this pullback right into this previous area. This was an area of support, because you can see price came down right into here, then bounced off this level and went right back into this level of resistance. So it was rejecting this level of resistance, but bouncing from this level of support. Finally broke through, selling off. We got a bit of consolidation here before pulling back, and then we dip right back into this area of support. But then we continue with another lower high, and we're just basically creating downtrending structure here. So we've been trending down since July 15th. We've been trending down for the most part, right? We've dipped a good bit. We've dipped over 300 points. We've dipped over 300 points right into this level. And then now right here, what it's looking like we're doing, we bounced off this level and shooting above here to this area of resistance again, kind of get a rejection, but it looks like we really want to start creating higher highs and higher lows, right? So we can expect a price to shoot up to this level, which it actually did, rejected right here. And then I bet what we're gonna see is, we could see a reach down in here before we start to go up, but we might actually just go right into new high, start going right into new highs, possibly. I don't necessarily see that happening just because of typical cycles, but we had this was the worst month of July since like 20 years, in the past 20 years. You have to look it up. And actually, I will get that chart information. What is that in my beard, man? I'm all distracted. Got it. Like some fuzz. Whatever. I'm totally distracted. So yeah, so with that being said, if we're breaking the pattern like that, then we could potentially, these next few months before we got into the end of year run, we could be starting earlier. We could be starting earlier on getting that end of the year run to new highs, which I think we're going to go to like 8,000. Because look at this. We have a level of resistance up here, but I think we're going to go to like 8,000, guys. I think we're going to go 8,000 would be like up here. Now, I bet if I was to like measure out these runs, that would probably be a normal increase. Like, not even, that would have been, that wouldn't even be abnormal, right? If we go to 8,000 for the end of the year, that wouldn't even be abnormal. That would be typical, because if you look at the past year runs, this run is insane. This is from 6,000 to, that's a 1,200 point move, right? From March 26th, just the end of March, beginning of April, basically. And we ran for like 1,200 points all the way to June, right? June was our last major high, beginning of June, then we started selling off. And then right here, we touched this area of support, right? And we could potentially go, if let's say we did another 1,200 points, that'll put us at 85. And that would not be abnormal, guys. That would not even be abnormal. Because even look at this one. Yeah, that wouldn't even be abnormal. That would be typical. Now, timing that pullback is going to be another story. But as you can see, it's like a freaking slingshot, dude. Every time we get that crazy sell-off, we just shooting up crazy. Okay, cool. So we see that that's potentially what could happen. But just playing the levels, right? We can expect a rejection from here, which we already got. So from here, if we just went and made a lower high, we can expect a higher high to be made. We rejected from this level, so that means we could potentially make it to this next level here. Before we get a some kind of rejection, potentially. We also have this level here but price just rejected from there basically after breaking these previous highs right here. So what we want to do is try to find a good pullback before we get in there and see just some indications around price wanting to continue up, right? This is looking real smooth right here. We have a fair value gap right here on the 1 hour, which would be the perfect place to potentially take an entry from, either there or, nah, this one was filled. We have nothing else down here. This is the only space it has to go. So this would be a nice looking trade right here. If we take longs from this level to here, right? I'll get a trade, a decent amount of room to breathe. And then I'll set I want to set an alert for here. And then I want to set an alert for the halfway mark, add an alert. Cool. Right, so that's what I would be looking for. And I would just try to take it to this level, to where previous highs were. That's what I'll be looking for there. So that's ES, right? That's ES. Now let's go to NQ. NQ, we're going to see basically probably something similar. Let me go to the 4 hour. So it doesn't look exactly the same, but basically we've been trending down since June. We got that first indication here on these sell-offs. We pull back, and then we got another indication for a sell-off here. We'll pull back and then continue down, right? I would say this could be an impulse for a sell-off. We dip right back into this area, right? This is the area of support here, turn resistance right here, because it was the floor here for price to continue up. And then on this side, it became the resistance. So if I was to just draw a line like this, you'll see the way price is bouncing. And this is good for people trying to learn to read the charts. This is good right here. If you really trying to learn how to read these charts and understand price, you see as price, watch, I'm gonna draw a line for the eyes, for the untrained eye. So once we broke up here, boom, you see it's using this level of support, right? And price is going up. It's bouncing from there, right? And then it breaks down, it breaks below that support level, right? Dipping down here, creating a little bit of structure, right? Consolidating a little bit. You got this area of resistance it was holding, then price shoots up, right? And then now this is now the ceiling. This is resistance because it's hitting this area and then selling off, right? Selling off, price bounce right off that. That's how you know this is resistance. That's how you know this is support on this side, because it bounced off and then went long. Right here, it bounced off and then went short, right? So that was the ceiling for it. All right, cool. With that, you have this right here, right, where price held this area of resistance, which was support here. So I know my candles are black and white, but what happened was when price came down here, it bounced from here, right here on this black candle, buying up, sold off again, bought up, and then finally sold off on this white candle, right? And then now it comes back to this previous level of support here where it bounced before, it bounced right up, turning what was once resistance before it broke through, now to no, it was support. I'm sorry, it was support right here because it bounced up and then it broke through on this white candle, found this previous level of support, and then turned that to resistance here. Boom, right? And then it's continually just bouncing off that, right? Selling off, broke below that level, right? Came back to this previous level of resistance, right? Really simple structure. Boom, sold off, sold off. This actually turned to a level of support here. Came back to the previous level of resistance, broke through. Boom, right? And we're just continuing to sell off. We're just continuing to sell off, continuously creating downtrending structure. Right. The thing about trading the higher time frames too is that you get a lot of clarity on price direction, right? All the little in between things you don't want to get caught up in. You want to, like, if I was to, like, watch this, let's say I took a short, I seen price came down here, right? I knew this was resistance over here, support over here, and it broke down, and all I want to see is it use this as support now, as resistance now. It was support here, broke through. I want to see the pullback. I want to see the pullback here for the sell, right? I want to see a rejection, maybe a close. Maybe I don't feel confident in it, and I wait for one more, and then I wait for this breakdown. Boom. Now I'm hopping in for a sell on one of these candles, right? I'm putting my stop up there, and I'm aiming for what's a previous level of resistance or support we use, right? So maybe I just want to come to this line because over here it was resistance. This level turned to support. I could have targeted either one of those. So let's say I wanted this one. Boom, I used that one. Trying to give the trade room to breathe because I seen that it had this high, then it came made another high from this same area of resistance, but that was slightly lower. Cool. I want to put my stop above this last high, and then I'm just wanting to catch the candle breaking below this previous level of support here, right? It's a small structural point, and then we're holding that for, what is that? This is on the Wednesday. Thursday right here, this Friday. We're holding over the weekends, you see. Now we're coming in Monday, and then here we go into Tuesday, Monday into Tuesday. So this is a few days hold, which is not bad, but it is what it is, and that's a nice looking trade. We'd be catching, what would we be catching on this? We'd be catching 1,100 points. Am I read that right? Yeah, 1,162 points, basically, right? On a 1-to-4 risk-to-reward ratio, right? Which is not a bad trade. Gave the trade plenty of room to breathe, and we followed the structure, right? And then as we continued, I'll delete this. Boom. As we continued, we found another area of support here. Right, this is a previous level of support here. I'll draw squares over. We found this. All right, could have potentially bought up there, bought from there into this level. Watch this, into this level. Boom. Maybe you just want to take it up to this previous level of resistance. You had a stop down here, caught a 1-to-4 maybe. Maybe you wanted to take it into this fair value gap potentially. You know what I mean? That was like a 2 or 3 day hold, 1-to-7 trade. Pretty nice opportunity. But we've seen previously that from this level, we got some serious pushback, right? You got a serious push up into that level, and we right back into these previous levels of support here, but resistance for us on this side of the coin, right? So I would believe that's a logical trade area, and it's supported by previous evidence, right? So now all I'm expecting now is a pullback potentially, because we just broke over this level of support, right? This was resistance here, I'm sorry. Now we broke through that level of resistance, turning it into support. So I'm expecting something like this. So I want to use one of my new tools that I just grabbed. I want to see something like this potentially, right here, and then I want to see something going up this way, here, 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 something like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something like that. I want to see something like that. This is a new ghost feed tool I've seen being used, so I wanted to try it out myself. I like how it uses representations of candles. Kind of want to make them darker, but it's cool, right? And so, as y'all can see on this structural point, I want to look for something like this along in this level from this fair value gap, right? And I want to target something like this. And if I'm correct, man, if I can get the right pullback, bro, I could take a trade and hold this joint probably to the end of the year. If I'm being honest, guys, that's a nice 1 to 6. Get a trade room to breathe. Correct with the correct risk management. You can get stopped out and then jump back in the trade later. You know, if you can, because I don't see us. We could potentially break below these levels, and if we do, we do. But this is a strong shift of structure here. And let me show you let's talk about the shift of structure, right? So shift of structure looks like this. Let's say we're in this downtrend, right? We're making lower highs and lower lows, lower highs, this is a lower low, lower high, lower low, and then we break above this last lower high, now making a higher high and making a lower high and making a higher high and a higher and a lower high and a higher high and a lower high and a higher high. So notice the language and notice the shift where price was bouncing off resistance, going to support and creating these lower lows, right? So resistance over here, support down here, resistance up here, support down here, resistance up here, support down here. Now is breaking through this resistance and turn those resistance levels into support. Boom, 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 right? So that's what it actually looks like, right? And so that's kind of what I'm looking for going forward. These are the opportunities I'm looking for. Like I said, we're just using support and resistance. I want to start to use those higher time frames, right? And really take advantage of that. And so we gotta really dodge, learn to duck these areas where you don't really want to get caught up trading. You don't really want to get caught up trading those areas, right? Like this would be an area that you just want to act like is not there, right? You want to act like that area is just not there. You know what I'm saying? You want to really just act like it's not there. And that's something I really need to work on. There's certain movements I should be looking for, like utilizing the support and resistance level, utilizing these bounces off of these areas of support and resistance, and in confluence and in sync with the fair value gaps. You know what I mean? So, hey man, that was tough. That was great. I think that I could probably do gold real quick. Let's do gold. I like where this is going and what this is showing us as we're just tracking price. And let's see what's going on with gold. Let's go with the 4 hour. Gold be looking kind of funky, man. Gold be looking kind of funky. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna cut the video here. We'll get to this another time, right? But pretty much, we're just kind of looking for the same work, the same things. You know, we want to see multiple touches around area of support or resistance. We want to see structure being created. We want to see structure being broken. We want to see structure being held up in areas where structure is not being maintained, or is it being broken and because of the shift of structure, or is it being broken because it's just consolidating? Those are important conditions we want to identify in our trades. But this thing be looking kind of funky, man. It'll make a crazy move, but for the most part, the structure is there. You gotta really block out the movements. You know what I'm saying? Because the overall move, you just look at something like this. Really, the overall move is there, right? So we had this huge down move, right? You gotta kind of duck all of this and watch this high, boom. And then for the most part, yeah, you do get these fluctuations in between here, but the overall move is there, right? The overall move is there. You see that? Lower highs, lower lows being created, right? So we want that next move to dip down into here, right? So you can kind of duck all this, but there's a lot of pulling back, and that is gold for you. You even experience that in lower time frames when I'm doing my trades. Gold is one of those ones where I have to be very particular when I'm trailing with my stop losses, because it likes to come back to my entry points and maybe even draw down multiple times before it actually goes in the direction. You know what I mean? So gold is one of those, right? So what I would look for, I want to see another dip, maybe a pullback. This week, I kind of felt like we were trying to create some sort of shifter structure, but it really wasn't there. We're still really holding this downtrend, and it looks like we want to take one more major dip before we really take off. Like if we can get something over this level, like if we can get a bounce from this area of support, right, and then start to create a shifter structure, which should look like this, right? Start to create a shifter structure, right? Once we do that, we want to see some type of shifter structure, right, potentially, and start working its way back up. And then we can probably expect this thing to go to new highs type deal, you know what I mean? So that was a quick analysis on gold, and just a quick walkthrough on how simple I'm just kind of keeping my strategy going forward. Let's see what the 1 hour is looking like. Yeah, overall, I think it's good for me to stay on the 4 hour there. Gold is not one of the ones you want to play with. I'll be honest with you. Gold can get really volatile really fast, and it can play around, likes to be stagnant for a while too. And it's good to trade with the news though, because you get some nice volatility, especially when investors are not feeling the indices. They like to put their money in commodities, so it's something to watch out for, man. And that's all I got for y'all today, man. Thank y'all for checking out the channel, man. Like I said, we just continue to do what we do while we at work with it, just rocking with the journey, documenting the journey till we get this thing right. And when we get it right, man, I can't wait to just share more with you all, and just continue to show this level of consistency, man. Continue to show this level of consistency, continue to learn and grow, to continue to just inspire others. That's all I got for y'all, man. It's your boy Montego Ramon with the Risers X channel, where we rise to the occasion. Peace.
Volatile, I'm about to strip down the crocodile market, just open the volume, can't flood it in. I need my wrist and neck flooding in, iced out. I need my shorty flooded in, iced out. I need the whole team flooded in, iced out. I need my cars flooded in, iced out. Yeah. I wanna open the door to my house and my shorty come jump on me like it's a pogo. I stay on a mission, realizing the vision, you off the objective, you know that's a no-go. She serving a nigga, she pamper a nigga, she